Hi there, my name is Jenny and welcome back to my channel, Jenny's Notes. I'm here today with a brand new video that's going to be a plan with me video for June. So I'm going to show you how I set up my bullet journal for June. And I'm also going to show you a flip through of my bullet journal so you can see what I did in May and how that worked out. So without further ado, let's get started. This is May and this is my cover page for May, and I did this doodle, this botanical line drawing doodle using a combination of methods from Peggy Dean over at the Pigeon Letters. I followed her botanical line drawing class on Skillshare, so kind of got the basic techniques down. I also followed a tutorial by Shayda Campbell. She's on YouTube, so I'll put both of those links below and you guys can check that out if you're interested in recreating the spread. So next I have my monthly overview for May, and this actually worked out really well. Like I said, I kind of planned out with these colors when I would do it each week, and it looks like I didn't get a ton done, but I actually got way more done than usual. So I'm pleased about that. And I found myself flipping back to this page a lot over the course of the month, so I think that's a win. And this layout was actually inspired by Boho Berry. This is one of her older layouts for this month, and lately she hasn't been doing this layout as much. If you're interested in one of her older Plan With Me's where she does draw this out, I will put that link below as well. See, next I have my good stuff spread, and this is where I was going to write something good that happened every day. And I found myself not filling it out as much. I did it for about a week in there and then decided not to really continue. And that was just because I found I didn't really like it. Like, it was okay. Maybe it was, for me, I just didn't feel like I got a lot out of it. So decided to stop using it. And I think that's perfectly fine. Like, just because like I wanted to do some kind of gratitude log because it sounded like a good idea, but at the end of the day, like, it's not that I'm not grateful, it just felt more like a chore or a burden than a positive exercise for me. Next I have my May tracker, and this kind of felt the same way, that I didn't really enjoy filling this out, and this didn't motivate me to actually complete some of these habits. I decided to switch it out for June as well, and you'll see that as like a kind of a common theme. However, so this is my piano practice log. You might think that I didn't like this spread very much because I didn't practice very much, but I actually really enjoyed the spread. I really had, like, every day I kind of had fun filling it out. It motivated me to practice because I wanted to be able to draw another little rectangle. The reason why I didn't practice that much is just because my arms and wrists started getting sore because of awkward computer angle I was sitting at. So I decided to take a little break and just like give my hands and arms a break and make things spread kind of the same fate as the tracker. Because it was so similar and because I didn't like the tracker that much, I ended up not liking this cleaning log very much either. So then we have my Yoga with Adriene yoga calendar spread, and I really enjoyed this spread a lot as well. As you can see, I did a lot of yoga this month, and I'm really proud about that. Like, I'm kind of the person that does yoga twice every 6 months normally, so doing this much yoga and actually sticking with some kind of an exercise program was like a really big win. Definitely keeping this for next month. And then here is my May musical spread, and I don't think I looked at this at all. I definitely didn't hit the spread. It felt awkward in the beginning, so I'm not surprised that it didn't work out, but I'll have to think about, like, I really want to incorporate my piano practice in my bullet journal and keep track of it, but I have to do some thinking to figure out what that is. And then we have my daily pages. Like, that was it for my May bullet journal setup. So now we go into the daily pages of my bullet journal. Here I really liked having just the more traditional dailies. That really helps me stay organized and focused on the tasks at hand. So that was good. Anyway, and here we have more dailies, and it's Mother's Day, so do a little rose thing. That was another weekly overview, more dailies. And here I tried to create an editorial calendar for Instagram, and I was going to do Twitter and YouTube and my blog. And as you can see, I kind of like petered out halfway through creating it and decided maybe it wasn't for me. I saw this layout on Instagram, so I will link the original post below. It was not me, it was someone else. I forget who right now, but I will link it below, so check that out, the description, if you're interested in a good editorial calendar that looks something like this, but more filled out. Anyway, these are more dailies, and then here I have another weekly overview, and here in this week, so over the weekend, what this should actually say is that I read this book on building a better to-do list. Sounds like a dry subject, but it was actually a really interesting book, and it was short enough that it didn't like kind of drag on about topics that you already understand. But it kind of gave a good overview of couple of different, about 10 different to-do list strategies that people use, like things like using one like brain dump list versus getting things done, like that kind of methodology, and like everything in between. I read that book and it had a lot of good ideas and things that I wanted to try out. So I kind of started to try implementing here without a lot of success, I must add. Like, I'm still working it out, and I do want to incorporate things going into June. One of the things I'm trying to do here is it suggests keeping your to-do list to no more than 7 things. So, and really trying to make sure that you can, like when you write your to-do list, with the intention of actually finishing everything. So don't just add something to your to-do list to add it, like make sure that you can actually get it done. So I would put down each item and then when during the day I was going to get that done. And so like have a better and more realistic picture of what is possible. I did get all of my tasks done, so that's good. Here was less successful. So you should check out that book. I actually found it really interesting and helpful, and if you have Amazon Prime, it was actually free, so you should listen, you should watch it. So here I have some blank pages because I set up my June bullet journal spreads really early this month, and so left a lot of space and room for it, and didn't actually end up needing this much space. So that's fine. So that was May, and I'm pretty pleased with how it worked out. Actually, there was a lot of blank pages, but I felt like my bullet journal kept me organized when I needed to be organized, kept me on task. Okay, so here we're going to get into the June spreads, and here is my cover page for my June bullet journal. And I decided to keep my June spreads really minimal and basic, so you will see that coming up. I actually really liked how they turned out. Like, I think April and May has just been a lot of color, and kind of like a lot of stuff going on with them, and I just kind of wanted to, just kind of settle down and think about functionality and what's going to make me the most productive, and right now keeping it simple is going to make me the most productive, I feel. So here's my cover for June. Next we have my June monthly spread, and it's pretty similar to May, except I made a few changes. So first of all, let me get to May. So first of all, in May I have one column for day and one column for night, and as you can see, I don't really have that many appointments to begin with, so I didn't find the need to separate, like have 2 columns for all, or actually 3 columns for all the things going on in my life, so I kept it to 2 this month. So this is all day and time specific. For this page, I decided to dedicate much more room for it and list the project and list like what is my goal and purpose with either the project or the task. And then when I want to start the project and when I want to end the project. P refers to priority level. These are things that I got from that to-do list book that I was mentioning. Next I have my piano practice spread. Like I said, I really liked my spread before, so I kept it pretty much the same. Next we have the habit tracker, and layout feels a little bit more fun and a little more fresh to me because it's new to me. I think I've seen it, I thought it was good. So I'm excited to use that again, and hopefully I will stick with these habits. And then next I have my Yoga with Adriene monthly calendar spread. And I left off the heading and I left off the yoga practices because she actually hasn't released this calendar yet. Like, I'm filming this May 30th, and she usually puts it out on the day before the first of the month, so she'll probably put these out tomorrow. So I'll just fill these out then. By the time you're watching this video, she'll probably have the calendar ready to go, so I will add a link in the description below for that. She always puts a printable calendar on her website, so if you just want to print it out, you can do that and go to that. And I'll put the link for that below. And that is it for my June bullet journal setup. I am all set up and ready to go. I might do, this page is open, so I might do a quote or something. We'll see throughout the month what I feel like. And then I'm going to go into a weekly overview and dailies, and that is the plan. So I'm keeping it simple this month, really kind of pared down which trackers were working for me and which trackers I felt like filling out. If you have any questions about my setup, please leave them in the description below or leave them in the comments below. I will answer you and answer any questions that you have. If you want to see more about my spreads and see how I'm filling it out, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I post bullet journal photos throughout the month. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to try to put out videos once a week about bullet journaling and creativity, so please subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. I hope you enjoyed my bullet journal setup for June. Have a good day and have a good month. I'll see you guys later. Bye!